Welcome to Fanboy and a Snob. I'm Chad,
I'm Chris.
and that's Keith. Keith.
What's up, guys?
Guess what? This fucking asshole made us watch.
She made us watch Johnny fucking Mnemonic.
2021. It is no longer safe to transmit information. Phones, computers, and satellites are all vulnerable. But there is a solution.
Your storage capacity? I can carry nearly 80 gigs of data in my head.
Input the data into the brain of a human courier.
Fucking welcome.
1990 whatever classic starring Keanu
Pretty
Reeves
sure it's 99.
and the girl from Starship Troopers.
Dizzy.
Izzy.
That's right. She was. I did recognize her. I was like, I knew that was her.
You see her tits in Starship Troopers, but you don't see her
Hey,
tits.
can I say one thing? She's wearing a chainmail shirt the whole time, with no
Which
bra,
is so
which is
hot.
probably chafing her nippies.
It's the hottest
Yeah,
thing in the world.
that's true.
No, because it keeps her nipples hard the whole time because the cold metal is turning
So it's
her
just
on.
poking through the chain.
Yeah, it's fucking hot. She's ready to go, you know what I'm saying? Also, Ice T's in it for some fucking reason.
What's his name again?
That, yeah.
J-Bone.
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 Oh
God,
god.
that movie
This is
sucked.
back when Ice T was just making like appearances and everything. Remember Tank Girl?
Oh my god, he was in that too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a fucking kangaroo.
It wasn't the reason I broke up with my ex, but hating Tank Girl was led to a very long argument that eventually led me to breaking up with my girlfriend.
And I'm gonna say I'm waiting for your daughters to go back behind you with signs.
Yeah. Start saying shit.
Johnny Mnemonic's a fucking movie.
Gorge.
But anyway,
Anyway.
the movie starts out with a crawling text, and a movie like this, you
The
don't want
worst part.
to fucking read. Just jump into the act, and the whole thing, explain the whole scrolling text is in the movie.
Do you remember any bit of information from the scrolling text?
No.
Do you, Keith?
No.
Exactly. So what the fuck was the point?
I'll agree with that. Yeah. I would agree with
more
that.
important than it was.
And okay, so the 3D was probably amazing for the time that it came out. But the
Yeah.
fact that they set the movie in
21.
2021, which is the current year this video is being recorded in, no, we don't put on goggles and
To be fair, that was pretty cool.
It was cool.
I did think that was really cool with like the
I
hacking and stuff with like a virtual reality
I like
headset.
the idea of grabbing and stretching, you know.
Yeah, like the architecture
I
within
like
the
that. But remember the part where he's trying to find something on the map and the globe just happens to bounce into his vision? What if the globe didn't and he couldn't find the fucking map for 20 minutes? You know?
We'll see about this is we have VR now. Imagine if we were that far in VR that we could do all
We've
that.
never been on VR chat.
All right, I'm old. And I've never been.
VR chat is AA.
Yeah. Well, they also have a virtual desktop, which you can actually access your computer screen within virtual reality.
Microsoft just put out a trailer for their new VR thing where it's fucking crazy. It looks like Iron Man, how he does those swipes and everything.
Well, that's what Johnny Mnemonic is doing.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
they just released a video on that. Pretty
Oh,
cool.
really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's
Call
really
me when
cool.
they have a holodeck. That's all I'm saying.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Fucking Star Trek.
No, go ahead, Keith.
I have to say though, I agree. There are many cheesy moments in this movie like that, especially the end where he's flying around in this virtual reality world with the fucking porpoise, that the techie porpoise, look at the camera, Chad.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
The fucking
I actually didn't have a problem with the ending with that going into the.
the techie dolphin and stuff.
My biggest problem about this movie is the dialogue. Remember the beginning of the movie where it just sounded like a softcore porno acting? She's like, I'm going to get price. But we have a full.
Fuck it. Did you notice? Did you notice every scene with Henry Rollins?
Oh god.
The majority of the time he was talking, it was off camera. It's because it's because they ADR'd his dialogue because he's such a bad fucking actor that they cut any scene he was in and just had him talking to a mic.
Spider-Man.
No,
Was he in Spider-Man?
problem with Spider is, in theory, on paper, the character of Spider is fucking awesome.
Yeah. He's
like-
basically like essentially like a Ripper Doc in Cyberpunk.
Exactly, he's a Ripper Doc, and he's
Yeah.
not only just a Ripper Doc, he's the fucking best.
Yeah.
But they got Henry Rollins to play him. And when he gets in Keanu's face and he's like, "Do you fucking understand?" And then he like takes his, it's like, okay, it's like the way
Yeah.
he acts is read my line, gesture, stand back. And
Yeah.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
there
It's
was a
just
scene where
very
he
like
said-
cardboard cutout.
So cardboard.
No,
cutout.
there was a scene where
Yeah.
he was like yelling at Keanu, being like, basically explaining like technology is all this, it's controlling us. And I'm like, this is directly from his shitty little like before YouTube channel stuff.
You know what my favorite part about Henry Rollins is? All of those spoken word Black Flag songs.
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
I like Black Flag, but I
No, Black Flag has like 5 good songs.
My war.
And you know what the best part about Black Flag is? They fucking he went against everything. He's probably rich right now.
He's
Yeah.
so rich.
And he fucking probably has a family man. Oh, I want a family. Wow, it's
Yeah,
like the lyrics.
and the best part is he's super rich and he's super famous and he can do whatever he wants and he constantly tells us that rich people are oppressing us. So it's like, dude, go fuck yourself. You're one of them.
I still like Anti-Flag better.
Anti-Flag.
I never
Oh
loved
God,
Anti-Flag.
Anti-Flag's new music. So half the CD is pretty good, and half
Yeah.
is like super poppy.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's I
and I
haven't
just-
listened to anything recently, but I love their old shit.
I just sold the Die for Your Government record for like $30 on eBay. It's pretty
That
happy.
was pretty
Oh,
good.
that's cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's what happened with me and the Melvins.
Yeah.
Is they started to get a little too poppy.
Yeah.
I think I like Melvin's new stuff more. That's where me and your music difference is.
Louis Portuguese.
I like pop.
I know you do. Anyway, back to Johnny Mnemonic. Speaking
Anyway.
of- dude, Johnny Mnemonic, pop punk is a perfect descriptor for this movie because
Yeah.
it's the popular version of a dystopian future. It's not quite Blade Runner. It's
Right.
not Brave New World. It's not
Well,
1984.
the main problem is they start the movie off where he's going through the thing with all the protesters and everything. Then he goes
Mhm.
into the rich part, and then all of a sudden they're just at like this abandoned, not abandoned, because all the homeless people and everything. are
No,
living there.
you're skipping so many fucking scenes.
Yeah, but they go to like the rich people
No,
stuff.
they go to like you didn't play Hitman 3. Hitman 3, did you play, you know what I'm talking about, the German level?
In the newest one?
Yeah. Did you
I
play
haven't
it?
played the newest Hitman. I need
Okay.
to play it.
So in the newest one, you go to an abandoned factory that's also like a techno club.
Oh,
Right.
I've heard about that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's a super cool level because you have the only way you can find your target is by walking through the crowd and hearing the guy with the earpiece and knowing that like, oh, he's trying to kill me, so I gotta kill him. So you do
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
yeah, you do. And you have to kill 5 of them, but there's like 30. So it's like whatever 5 you
Oh.
kill. Yeah, it's fucking really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? My problem. What was he saying? What the fuck was my? I got help me, Chad. Help me.
I was talking about different class structures and
Oh yeah. And I was saying it's like a real soft. It's a lot like Hunger Games, where it's like baby's first dystopian fucking universe. You know?
Yeah.
Where it's like it's a lot of the same ideas, like, ooh, you know, we're all rebelling against the courts, we're all rebelling
Yeah.
against this, and the cops have too much power, but then the Yakuza has more power than the cop, you know. Like,
It seems like talking about this off screen before, we were talking about like, I think like the whole plot was like
so
Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red took this entire plot and pulled it into Cyberpunk. I think they did a way better job with it, honestly.
that's what I was explaining before. It's by the same stories the author was writing. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's all based on books. And
Yeah.
pretty
a
much.
short story. It's not a book, it's a short story. There is a difference. It's not. No. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're right. You're right.
This
I'm-
movie had
yeah.
a lot of development problems because they ended up wanting to do like what they did. They wanted to turn it into a comedy where you have the Henry Rollins scenes where he like makes your clips and stuff.
But he wasn't funny.
Yeah, 'cause he's Henry
He
Rollins.
wasn't.
But then the studio was like, no, we need to have a serious sci-fi kind of action.
Yeah. It
So
was
you like
it had its
the-
moments, I think. Like there were some serious moments I think that did like work out really well. And then you could see there was other ones where there was like it just didn't mesh very well with
One of my
like the
favorite-
acting and stuff.
One of my favorite things was she was like, "Have you ever had family?" And Keanu Reeves just got pissed. He's like, "Do you have a family?" And I'm like, "God damn, that was like out of nowhere." And then they
Yeah.
have the scene where Keanu Reeves is having this breakdown. He's like,
What the fuck is going on? I want room service! I want the club sandwich. I want the cold Mexican beer. I want a $10,000 a night hooker.
and I guarantee you, Keanu Reeves is like thinking in his head, "This is not.
Okay,
I hate this person."
so I
Yeah.
just Googled, because I was like, 1999 doesn't seem right. Johnny
No.
Mnemonic came out in 95.
2005.
95.
Oh, really?
Guess what else came out in 95? Casino, Braveheart,
Mortal
12
Kombat.
Monkeys, Mortal Kombat. You know,
Oh,
so
yeah.
like this movie was up against some stiff competition and it did not deliver at all in any way. There was a lot of cool. The problem is, anytime something cool started to happen, whoever was in charge of sound design
Yeah.
dropped the fucking like the like that sound effect.
Yeah.
Like the something you get out of the
You know the best part too? Anytime any character is getting ahead and being able to do anything, seizure, Keanu Reeves. Then when he was about to go find the Pharmatech company, the
Diz.
girl had the
Yeah,
seizure.
yeah, Diz.
It's
Just let's just call her
Diz.
Diz. Yeah, we don't know.
It's like,
Let's just
they're
take
like,
turns having
well,
seizures, guys.
we wrote them into being able to succeed and do stuff. We need to find a way to go against seizures.
Can we do that on this show? Can we like each
Anytime-
take turns like having
uh,
seizures so that way we can like
Anytime we
make
think
the
we're
show
having
more
a good
interesting?
episode,
anytime the episode starts to like get interesting, we'll just have a seizure to kill the mood. Just
Yeah.
like Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah. Or we'll bring in like Michael Bay and just start making like crazy sound effects and things like that.
Yeah,
I got a plan to save the world. It's gonna involve an 18-wheeler and a lot of sounds that go like
and a lot of like weird robots, and you can't tell the difference. And yeah,
no.
yeah, just figure it out. I don't know. What
Yeah,
else?
but without shitting on the movie, let's try to think about
Positives?
positives
I
that go
really
along.
liked the idea of the low tech guys, but I
Yeah.
feel like it wasn't expounded upon as much as it should have been.
I agree. Yeah.
They were just using crossbows. It should have been more than that. It should have been, and I hate to draw this comparison, but it should have been the Ewoks. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It
Okay.
shouldn't have been them just dropping beetles from a bridge and then shooting crossbows. They should have had like log traps and like barrels and stuff.
It probably would have made more sense than the Ewoks.
It would have made way more sense.
Yeah.
Human ingenuity, you know? Like we could have had pitfall traps. We could have those cool man traps.
And
that
you gotta
swing
remember, it's
around
a
the
bunch
corner.
of poor people. How do they afford all these cars to just drop?
No,
I know.
but they grab scrap car. That's
I
what I'm
know,
saying.
I know.
They could have had like cool scrap armor. They could have had this like 8 foot
Yeah.
tall, like 400-pound guy just in scrap armor with a giant scrap axe.
And
like,
there were
he's
certain
walking
people-
at
Well,
it
that
like
and that
it's
kind of
so
reminds me
cute.
of like you guys have played like the Fallout games and stuff,
Of
right?
course. yeah.
Like you have like the scavengers or like the raiders or something. They have like the metal car part armor with like the tire over the shoulder.
The Viper armor, right? Is that
I
what it's
think
called?
Yeah, I think it might have been the Vipers. Yeah.
In New
but-
Vegas, you get it just before you
Yes.
go to Corvette. Yeah. all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But there was like, yeah, stuff like that. I think like there are a lot of really cool things in the movie. I think that they did
The
get
movie has
right.
so many
but I
cool
think-
things.
But I think story wise, I think they could have definitely like expounded on a lot of the lore and stuff to make it be a little bit more rich.
and
Well, my biggest problem is I feel like this is a bunch of different stories and characters thrown into one movie where they don't exactly fit the best.
well, no, what you said it rings true. If it is in fact that multiple directors did come in, multiple writers, multiple directors were being cycled in and out, of course the movie's gonna fail because you look at Justice
Yeah.
League,
Yeah, it did seem like there was different directions that didn't mesh
Because
well, but I would say though, like as a positive, like there was so many things in that movie that I recognized from like cyberpunk lore or from the
Agreed.
game that I was like, oh, that is totally like cyberpunk.
I like
You
this
know.
scene when Diz, when they're gonna chop off Johnny Mnemonic's head, and Diz
Yeah.
drops through the ceiling, and he's like negotiating a price for his freedom with her.
Yeah.
Like, but then what they established before that scene is when they're like, hold your hand out, and she can't hold her hand out without her fucking shitty augments fucking up, you know?
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
the issue that
Yeah, well, I hate the disease because I like the idea of Frankie's two bodyguards being like top of the line bodyguards, but they're outdated. And like she's got the new tech, but whoever put the new
well, that's
shut up, whoever put the new tech inside her didn't do a good job. So like her servos are misfiring and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, sure, you are faster and stronger, but you're not reliable. So that way,
Right.
when she drops through the ceiling, she only has a couple seconds to win the fight before she's out of commission. You
Yeah.
know? Like I really
Right.
liked that. I thought that was interesting. Well, but the director did not think the way I thought and shot
Yeah.
this movie really wrong. And it was like, oh, you had a really good scene here and you fucked it up.
well, that's the problem with the movie. They went on two different things going against that one character. They didn't even need to throw the fact that her like modifications were
No,
malfunctioning.
I think that's
They
the best
should-
part.
They should no. If they were gonna throw disease in there, they should have.
No, they shouldn't have thrown the disease in there.
No, I'm saying if they were going to throw the disease in
They
there,
should have left her
because
servos.
the whole no, they need the disease. Can't talk. They need the disease for the fact that it's in Johnny's head.
No, that's so stupid
That's
though.
yeah, but that's the whole point of the
But
fucking
that's
movie.
Deus Ex Human Revolution. That's that plot. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah,
I-
which I
yeah,
think
I know that.
honestly, I think they could have put more. They could have put more stuff in there, like Deus Ex, where they have like rejection of like augments and things like that. I think would have made a little more sense.
Yeah, but
maybe.
that wouldn't-
You're acting like ideas are fleeting. No, ideas are anyone can think of anything at any time. So the fact that Johnny Mnemonic didn't think like Deus Ex or didn't think like Cyberpunk is because they weren't thinkers. You see what I'm saying?
Well, is he supposed to be a smart character or just a guy that's capable?
That's what I'm saying. What the fuck is his character? His character doesn't do anything.
I think he's just a guy that's capable of fighting.
But
and-
he's not though, because he gets his ass kicked.
no,
Who
not
Keanu? You're talking about
Yeah.
Keanu?
He does. He
Oh my
plays-
god! Hey, again,
Oh
Baldy,
my god, that was so stupid.
the Baldy.
Oh, because they set him up to be a reoccurring villain and then they just kill him. And that's obviously when the other director, writer stepped in.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, this movie was just a mess.
Yeah, there's definitely some like conflicting stuff, but I think overall like they had some cool ideas. I think it could have been
What is
done
it
better
like
though.
it? But
I
what
would-
is- like I liked it. Like I
Yeah.
hated it, but I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it, but there was I don't know. I think a lot of it was just like there was a lot of cheesy moments. But I mean, you got to admit though, like for its time, I think like a lot of the ideas that they had in the movie were definitely beyond like what people were thinking of at that time with certain sci-fi movies.
Jurassic Park came out in 1993.
Three.
Yeah.
You know how good the CGI is in
Well,
that.
yeah, right.
Why the and I know Johnny Mnemonic didn't have the same budget, but it's like, it's like, come on, Johnny.
Well, to be
Like,
fair, Johnny Mnemonic did have some practical effects. When the guy with that whip cut the guy in half, that was practical with the body.
yeah, where it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
he couldn't cut through the steel fence. That wasn't locked. He just slid it in front of him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm fucked."
What do
And
I
instead
do?
of, like, just trying to open it or like climb over it, he just slashes it twice and gives up. Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
But I
Oh.
do like that, like the nanowire thing was really cool because
Yeah,
that's in
that was
That's a
Cyberpunk.
badass weapon.
The fucking it's like
Yeah, Cyberpunk definitely nabbed that for
I'm bringing
for
it
the
straight
game.
back to Star Trek. It's just like the first time the Ferengi show up in the next gen, they have those fucking phaser whips that are like whips, but it's like a phaser. And if they hit you, it fucking blows you up.
Oh yeah, that episode.
That is cool.
Fuck you guys, I love Star Trek.
Star Trek is a shit, man. Nothing wrong with that.
There's only one good star, and it's Star Wars.
Are you sure?
I do love Star Wars too, though. So
I fucking hate Star Wars.
Based off today's Star Wars, is Star Trek superior?
Force Awakens was good.
The Last Skywalker was amazing. What's the middle one called?
Last Jedi.
Oh yeah, the fact that you had to think.
Yeah.
You mean the worst Jedi?
Kylo Ren's a bitch. Kylo Ren should have been better than he was. Fucking spit my ass.
Gorsh.
Dude, can we get into Kylo Ren for a sec? Kylo Ren should have been the most badass villain.
He should have been the main character, but you know
Yeah.
what? Disney steps it up.
He turned out to be. I like
Oh,
Adam
yeah.
Driver too, and he turned out to be a whiny bitch.
I like Adam Driver.
I heard he's really great in Marriage Story.
No, I do like him in movies, and like I didn't really care
You
for
think
him. In any of
Kylo
that.
Ren was a whiny bitch?
Yeah,
Yeah, Kylo Ren was
I liked that he was a whiny bitch in The Force Awakens.
because it made sense.
I think.
He's supposed to have an arc.
Yeah,
But
I
then
think
it
in
kinda
Force
broke it.
Awakens it worked. In The
And
Last
then
Jedi,
the
it
first
wasn't.
love
so.
story between him and fucking Ray.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that whole twist was weird. Yeah.
Why couldn't they just make Poe and what's his name gay?
Because China wouldn't like it. China just outlawed
Yeah.
homosexuality. So,
Yeah, come on, man. Get with the times.
But
Anyway.
But anyway.
Anyway, come on, guys. Let's talk about Johnny Mnemonic. That's what we're
That
here.
movie was fucking good.
That movie was so fucking dope.
One thing
About the plot.
no. All right.
So Johnny Mnemonic is a courier, just like in Fallout New Vegas. where
Yeah.
he's given information and he brings it across borders. However, because it's the year 1990X
See what you're doing.
or whatever, you know, he has a brain like he basically gets like an SD card plugged into, or no, it's a UMD disc, basically like PSP.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a UMD disc in his head that can save 80 gigs of information.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he gets that. Yeah, he gets that. It was an
less-
augment that like expands the amount that you can store in your brain.
Yeah, he has less information than your cell phone in his brain.
Yeah, it is interesting back then because
I
you're
know,
like,
right?
because back then that was a lot of space, you
But
know,
he
and
does-
nowadays you're like, man, that ain't shit.
Does his brain like work in terms of like trillions of terabytes? You know,
Right.
like,
Yeah,
it's like-
exactly.
it's like shut the fuck up. So then he gets a
Yeah.
doubler that boosts him to 160, and he goes to see this client, but the client has 320 gigs.
Yeah,
Less than a terabyte.
right.
So Johnny puts the 360 in, freaks out, does some Chai Chi in the bathroom. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, he's like bleeding from his nose, and he's like,
And now, as a drug addict and alcoholic, there's been many times where I'm freaking out, and then I just go to the bathroom and I go, and like center.
it works. It works. It's a very similar thing.
I likes that scene because when the room is spinning, sometimes you just have to center your vision and then bring your breath back and then blow it out. Like I got it.
Exactly.
The scenes with Keanu Reeves like that are my
Oh,
favorite.
great. Yes.
But then they get into the side characters.
Rollins, J-Bone, fucking.
J Bone. Yeah,
He
I
did
was.
not have a. He was like, he was the ex machina of the movie.
What about when they show the city and J-Bone's eyes appear and then disappear? What the fuck
Yeah.
is that?
I'm sorry. Just with Ice-T being in the movie, all I could think of was fucking Law and Order.
I think they wanted Lawrence Fishburne and they couldn't get him.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like they
But
wanted
all I could think of was Ice-T in Law and Order, and he's like, "You mean we're trying to look for somebody that's a pedophile that looks for little girls?"
right?
And
then,
it's like, yeah, Ice, that's what
Wait.
pedophiles do.
they call it a white Christmas. They get you all high on cocaine and then trap you in a white room with Christmas music. Shit's fucked up. And everyone's like, how the fuck do you know that, Ice-T?
They
Like,
call me the exposition machine.
Yeah.
you're telling me just some information that's integral to the plot? Well, it just
Yeah.
so happens I know it.
All right, we need to talk about the fucking codes they do. They take random scenes from a TV.
It's that though.
You like that?
I really like that because
What do you mean?
remember when they're doing the three
They have like the fucking Polaroid print not Polaroid print. Like
It was a Polaroid.
Yeah.
But basically, Johnny Mnemonic's code to unload the data was as soon as I start
Oh.
uploading it, change the channel 3 times, and you'll get 3 images that are the code to my brain.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That
Yeah.
because instead of, I mean, they had like 1990s remotes, so it's,
You know what?
I'm still talking. So they had the up and down button. But think about it this way: like modern day remotes have numbers on them, so you can do like channel 7934, channel 5555, you know, and just get 3 random images for like a millisecond, and that would be the image that's the code to your brain. It would be so hard to break.
You know what the corniest part of that is?
Yeah,
The
that's
last
true.
image was fucking random fucking television girl that's always popping up in random places.
I know.
Oh, it was the AI that was talking to the good Asian guy,
We just looked up his name,
Takashi or something like that. Yeah. Didn't he work for the PharmaCorp?
I think it's so funny the whole time they're trying to figure out the thing, and her face keeps popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Takashi Kanano.
Well, the thing was that girl was the key in his mind because that was actually Johnny's mom.
Yeah.
She worked for PharmaCorp.
Wasn't she telling them not to do the thing that they were supposed to do?
No, she was telling them to do the thing they were supposed to do the whole time. Problem is, in the very last 30 seconds, they go, by the way, Johnny, I'm your mom. And then the movie ends, and you're like, what?
It was a weird ending. I would agree with that.
It
Yeah.
was rushed. And again,
Yeah.
I feel like they cut like 30 minutes. This movie was only an hour and a half, which isn't.
thank
Yeah, I felt like it should have
I
been
feel like they cut, like, 30
longer, and
minutes.
they could have definitely explored more within
My
the
take-
lore, within the characters to like get more character development if it was longer.
My takeaway from this book or this movie was, I bet it's a great book.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. I mean, you see that all the time though. Like, you know, people are like, "Oh, you should read the book," and like you watch the movie and it's not as good. You know,
Color Out of Space is a perfect example.
what
Yeah.
is it?
I love that movie.
Did you see Color Out of Space starring Nicolas Cage?
No, I don't think so.
It came out recently. It's an H.P. Lovecraft short story about
Oh,
this color that comes out of space and drives, like a color no human, like think about a new color you've never seen before. You
The book,
can't,
yeah.
the book is great.
you can't think of a new color. Well, one shows up and it drives people insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's a cool book.
that's interesting. Yeah,
The movie was corny and great. I liked it.
yeah. It
Nick-
was.
Nick
Also,
Cage.
I wanted to say like that AI that was Johnny's mom is interesting because that's also like another thing that like Cyberpunk took, because in the Cyberpunk game, Johnny Silverhand's like the girl that he was in love with at one point
That's right. Yeah.
ends up becoming the AI, which was Alt Cunningham,
Too bad.
and basically becomes like the downfall of like the major corp Arasaka. which is-
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My thing with like the same thing with Johnny Mnemonic and Cyberpunk is really cool setting.
Hmm.
Really cool setting. Really cool idea. You didn't explain anything to us. Oh shit, the movie's over. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Like-
the movie just kind of ends, and you're like,
Well,
okay.
this is a prime example of a cool screenplay and all that. Just
no, I wouldn't even say a cool screenplay. This is the prime example of someone walking into the pitch room and going, Keanu Reeves, the future, Dolphins. You know, you know,
we haven't talked
You know what I'm
about
saying? You got it?
London
Okay.
yet.
I like, wow, Dolphin Lundgren.
You made me
Yeah.
remember.
As
Well,
Jesus,
we haven't
that
talked
was
about
fucking
Dolphin.
great.
Yeah. Can we just think about the character for a second? Dolphin Lundgren. It's Dolph Lundgren, but as a dolphin,
So that's why the dolphin had to kill him,
right?
because the dolphin was like, "You ain't
No.
fucking taking my name, bitch."
This was the most random ass fucking awesome
Hey,
character.
I
in the
know,
movie.
just out of nowhere, this ultra religious guy.
He stabs people's hands and crucifies them.
Well, I think wasn't it like one of like the main villain in the movie that was part of that? He was like the other
He
Asian
was
guy,
part of the Yakuza, and they were
Yes.
Fired by them.
and
Yeah.
they called him. They're like, "We need you to take care of this job. We need you to take out Johnny."
We're gonna
And he's
pay
just
you-
like, "I can do that, bro."
Well,
He's like, I crucify people
Yeah,
for a
basically,
living.
at first he was like, why would I kill this random person? And they were like, well, triple your bonus. And he's like, all right. And he shuts the Bible and just
Yeah.
then pulls out the crucifix knife.
That was so, I want that
I
so
want that
bad,
crucifix
dude.
knife.
Yeah.
But then fucking Ice-T's like, there's not one natural part of his body.
Yeah.
My favorite part is when they're trying to run away from him and they jump in the van and he walks into the middle of the street and yells, "Hey, dinner!" And the van just fucking runs him over and he's fine. And then he gets up like nothing happened. He's like,
Dude, there was another part at the end there though when Dolph Lundgren's like dead. He's been like burnt to a
yeah,
crisp.
I know what you're
And
saying.
then it, like, you know, it does one of those moments like, you know, as in like
Yeah.
80s and 90s movies do. It zooms in on his body like it's moving.
And now,
And then they're like, oh, it's just the crane picking up his body, and they
the
drop
worst
it.
part is, I saw this movie when I was a kid. I saw it when the first Cyberpunk trailer
It's
came out.
Cybertrunk.
Like that first personal responsibility trailer for Cyberpunk. Remember that one where the chick with the blade arms is sitting on the ground getting shot?
Yeah.
When that came out, I rewatched Johnny Mnemonic because I was like, dude, it's like Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And then I watched it again, and the scene where his skeleton moves, I was like, yo, awesome. I forgot this scene happens. And then it cuts Ice Cube and he goes, get that junk out of here, and just kills the movie. Like,
It does.
they didn't
Yeah,
even, like,
exactly.
There
Yeah.
was no like suspense. There was no lingering shot. It was just boom, boom. You know.
Well, I can't remember a lot of the scenes specifically, but
Oh.
a lot of this movie was trying to make fun of tropes like that.
But don't do that. You know, just make a fucking movie. Why do you have to?
Well, that's the point where it was supposed to be a comedy.
But it wasn't funny, so it's not a comedy.
Well, they probably thought Keanu Reeves acting would be funny.
Bridesmaids was funny.
Bridesmaids was funny.
Bridesmaids was not funny.
Did you like Bridesmaids?
Look at the fucking premise.
Bridesmaids? I think I did. Yeah, a couple of years ago.
God damn it! I guess I'm in the minority.
That's
Oh,
all right.
It's one of the only movies I've walked out of a theater.
Really?
Bridesmaids,
that awful.
Bridesmaids, the remake of The Thing, and
You didn't like the remake of The Thing?
No,
What?
dude,
It was trash.
it was so bad.
Oh,
It's.
I thought it was I thought it was pretty
much
good.
Our favorite, one of our favorite
You have to
movies.
understand, The Thing is like one of the first movies I saw where I was like, oh my God, movies are art.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love the original. I don't know.
If you
Honestly,
want to
like
hear our
I,
thoughts on the thing, go on Fanboy and a Snob on our Creator Studios.
Way to plug,
We-
yeah.
we need to do this. Yes, we need to do another
We
one.
already did it. It's a video. You can watch
Oh,
it.
what the fuck? We need a redo.
We'll do it. We'll do a movie. We'll do a
That's not
remake.
a thing we can do. We can do redo videos with
No.
people who disagree with us.
No,
remake
you probably
remake of The
That's
Thing.
what I'm saying.
No, we're gonna do a remake. The Thing remake. Every
Oh.
movie he tells us to watch, we're just gonna shit on.
But I like the idea. I like the idea of us making a video and then someone going bullshit, and then we do a redo with them in the video.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody complained about the Thing.
No,
I love it.
Maybe Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
I do
A
like
lot of-
Starship Troopers.
A lot of people call me a Nazi because it's my favorite movie, and I'm like, but you don't get it.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's funny.
All right.
It's funny.
Either
But
way.
overall, what are your thoughts of Johnny Mnemonic?
Would you recommend it to someone?
Yeah, I think I would recommend it to somebody. I think
Same
it's
thing.
not perfect. I would agree with that. I think it's got its moments. It's fun, but it has a lot of cheesy moments. But I don't know, like there's a lot of cheesy movies that we go back to, like from the 80s and
And
90s, that were like, God, this is so terrible, but yet it's so good.
My thoughts on recommending this movie. Watch it with friends while you're drinking.
Yeah, which
It'll be fucking great.
that's what I'm saying. I recommend this movie with a caveat.
I watched it sober.
Let me talk.
I did.
I was just talking. I recommend this movie with a.
Oh my God, he just stabbed Chris.
Nah, I'm good. I'm wearing my mithril plate. I pronounced it correctly, by the way. I didn't say-
Methro.
No, it's mithril. Anyway,
Did you say meth?
no, Chad is. I don't know. Chad,
my beer.
Chad has never read Lord of the Rings, and he's never seen a Lord of the Rings movie, and he
I
hates
have.
them, and he thinks they're super lame.
I like them, but I've only watched like all of them probably twice, because that's all I can handle. They're so long.
Hold on, you don't watch them once every year?
No,
fucking
Dude,
amazing.
they're like 5 hours long if you watch
Dude,
like
it's
the
like an
extended
entire
cuts of
week.
each
It's
one of them.
awesome.
I mean,
Anyway,
they're great, but
they're amazing.
they're all up here.
Right of the Roar Heme brings me to tears. My thing with Johnny Mnemonic is I recommend it with a caveat. Watch it with friends and get fucked up. That's the only way to watch it.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not gonna leave this movie having a changed view on life, or even like you watch Grand Budapest Hotel, right?
I love Grand Budapest
Yeah.
Hotel. That's such a great movie.
Why am I forgetting the director's name?
Fucking Anderson,
Oh,
W.
Wes,
Anderson.
you
Not
walk,
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson, yeah.
yeah, you walk out of a Wes Anderson film and you feel comfy, you feel whole, you feel good. It's a very uplifting kind of plot. Like Moonrise Kingdom is an amazing movie. But
Yeah, it was-
you walk out and you're like, this was great. You walk out of like the raid and you're
Was that
pumped up.
you said Moonrise Kingdom?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I haven't watched
That's
that
the
one
Boy
yet,
Scout,
actually.
right?
that was filmed at my Boy Scout camp.
Yeah.
In fact, I recognized all the locations in that movie because I've been there.
Well,
Oh, that's cool.
And then
Where-
Tom Hanks, check this out. They were filming the movie while I was there. But they
Where
wouldn't
was
let it.
where
Yeah.
was that at?
Yagu Valley in not Yagu Valley, Yagu in Camp Yagu in Rhode Island. It's in Rockville.
Oh, that's cool.
It's one of the oldest Boy Scout camps in America. And
Well, most boys get fiddled.
no, Yagu's never had an incident of that.
All right, I'm happy.
No, yeah. The one thing that went
I'm
wrong,
happy.
the one thing that went wrong with Yagu is so I'm not a religious person. So I would go to so every Sunday, because the scout is reverent, you have to go to some sort of church. Instead, I would just go to synagogue. Because synagogue happens on Saturdays.
Is that where this all comes from?
No, so I would go. Wow,
This runs deep, man.
I would go to synagogue on Sunday, right? And I get my little yarmulke because I didn't want to go to church. So I'd go to synagogue, I'd put my yarmulke on, I'd eat bagels, and I would just talk with the rabbi. We would just shoot the shit. Like me and like 20 other kids that figured out the way to get out of church is to go to synagogue. And he
Never-
would tell-
I'm Jewish, but I never went to synagogue. I have to say
I
that.
mean, we had this. I don't even know his name. He was the Sunshine Rabbi. That's what he called him. He would come to like our lunch and he would sing these like super like awesome songs, and we would all Anyway, sorry. I got really off topic, reminiscing about my love for my
So-
Sunshine Rabbi.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic. What was I saying? What was the original point? Where was I getting? What did I bring up before I brought up Judaism?
Would you recommend this movie?
Yes, absolutely. I would recommend to friends when they're stoned, high, drunk. Never watch it sober. Never watch it thinking you're going to walk away understanding more about yourself than you thought. Never. It's no bones.
Unless you're really wanting room service and you
If you
agree
want
with
to hear
Keanu.
something about Tomahawk,
Unless you're a completely shallow person devoid of humanity, this movie will not.
And you really like iced tea.
Yeah, if you're really into iced tea, this movie's for you.
Yeah.
it's definitely.
I would honestly though, like, as much as like remakes aren't always a great thing, I think it would be really cool to see a remake of Johnny Mnemonic with like better
wouldn't mind.
We
CGI.
did. It's called Cyberpunk. Right?
That's true.
You
Yeah.
know? I liked one thing I noticed about this movie is Keanu Reeves' character in the beginning is absolutely horrible, but you see Keanu learn to act as the movie goes.
Yeah.
By the end of the movie, he's actually like emoting correctly.
Even
I don't know how to
even like
explain it.
even the freak out scene, I liked it.
But just like the beginning where he's like, "We already have a bucket of ice." It's so bad.
That scene, like, I guarantee you, if I was watching this movie in the theater, I saw that scene, maybe a couple scenes ahead, I'd probably want to walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
But
And I guess it does, like, the movie was all right, but what year did the first Blade Runner come out?
80.
Let me Google it.
It was in like 80.
I want to say 86.
I was gonna say 86. Yeah.
I think.
And you can tell like the CGI wasn't great in that movie, but it was definitely better than this.
Well, it was a lot of practical, and it was a lot of like miniatures.
82.
82.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the way Blade Runner did it is a lot of thing that games developers do, where they just put fog in front of the CGI. That way you don't see the jaggies.
That's-
You know?
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Yeah.
And it makes sense. Yeah, but again,
Well, I was thinking
that's,
about
hold
Jurassic
on,
Park.
that's an idea. That's basically saying here's a competent filmmaker going, my
Mhm.
CGI isn't that great. I got to find a way to make it look good, as opposed to Johnny Mnemonic, where they're like, hey, let's drop a flaming beetle on someone and use the Bugs Bunny bomb dropping sound effect.
You know what I hate about that movie too? Everything was on fire.
And every punch was, it was
Yeah, it's very.
it was like
Yeah.
you can buy that CD from Sony. It's called, you can buy that and just put it in your computer, and you have all the sound effects from that fucking.
You could
movie.
probably get it free from royaltyfreemusic.com.
Dude, I love royalty. Whimsical number 3 is my favorite. I'm royalty free. Yeah, that's how much of a fucking loser I am.
Well, we have 3 bands that'll give us free music. Melvin's, Bronavent, and Big Dean could say
We need to add
2 of
Sonic
them.
Youth.
If I can get Sonic Youth, that'd be fucking ridiculous.
That would be cool as shit.
Because I was listening to fucking Cool Thing the other night.
Yeah, if I can get fucking Sonic, we're never gonna get Sonic Youth.
They gave Sex with Wizards.
Then go about it. If you can
Okay,
get
I'll
them,
do it.
I get the Melvins, you get Sonic Youth. Do you even know what the Melvins are, Keith?
Yeah, I do know who they are.
You're a cool dude, Keith.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, so let's end this video.
Hey, well, thanks for
Thanks for
watching.
watching. I'm sorry we didn't explain the plot because the plot doesn't fucking matter.
This isn't.
I mean, we did.
We just explained.
We didn't even bring up the dolphin, really.
The dolphin was the coolest part. That's why.
I hate that. A dolphin, I was,
Seeing the dolphin go through like the fucking thing was
when
hilarious.
I first saw the dolphin, I was like, that's cool. But then any scene where his tail was splashing, I was like, that's lame.
It was practical.
It was practical, but at the same time, I was like, I get it. You had this really cool concept, but you didn't know how to execute it.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for watching. We are Fanboy and a Snob. And
That
this
is
is
Keith
Keith and
from
Digital Denizens.
Digital Denizens.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Digital Denizens, and you can also find me. I have a cat. You can also find me on Instagram at digital_denizens. DM me there if you have any questions.
All right, let's end the video. Keith, so you want to hit us up on PayPal, right? It's $100 for appearing on this video.
Yep.